2019 Mountain Dew GSL Season 2. Codex Renaissance.
We're back at the GSL Codex, and it's time for our final best of 3. Creator versus soO. Now, Creator has had a very bumpy day today. He died to Deer, but Deer kind of got crazy lead in both games early on. And then he had a back-and-forth series here against Alive. But soO, man, soO is a very tough player to go up against PVZ.
He's playing a very different way than any other Zerg really is right now. A lot of 2-hatch layer. That's,
yeah, late third. Yeah, lots of Roach Ravager out.
It makes it very interesting. I'm glad for Creator that he has his coach here. I'm not sure if he brought teammates. I didn't see any of them today.
It was just his coach that I saw.
Yeah, but his coach knows plenty,
yeah,
and can probably let him know to maybe alter his play slightly, because if there's someone that's not going to execute well enough to stop soO's 2-base play,
yeah,
it's probably Creator.
Okay, they're in the lobby now. The game is loading up. The winner of this will be surviving onto the round of 16, but the loser's out. It's over, man. soO, you know, he's been to many finals before. This is not his first rodeo. Right now, Creator definitely the underdog here. Let's see if he can pull it off as game 1 is ready. Let's go.
Jin Air Green Wings. Creator. Chivo. soO.
Let's see. I really hope that soO stays on this 2-base play. I'm very interested in it. I love little shifts like that, where you're like, yeah, this is the state of things right now. People are doing too much damage. Gonna pull it back a bit.
Yeah, soO definitely had that build in his back pocket.
Now, to be fair, King's Cove, I think it's a map where you're more likely to hold on 3-base than any other map.
Yeah, you pretty much are going to get your 3rd base up unless something weird happened. I think out of all the maps we have, this is the one that really points towards safe openings. Or safe expands, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, the first 3 bases are super free.
Now, the 4th bases can be problematic, though. They're all pointed out and kind of in wide open areas.
So it does seem that he wants that 3rd base pretty quickly here. And again, I'm not surprised at all for this map.
Pylon block there. Drone's going to have to turn around at least for now.
Very annoying. Very annoying.
Let's see if Creator goes for a Stargate play. I wouldn't be surprised if Creator tries to play a little bit unorthodox here against soO. I think soO is just really tough to go up against in a standard game. So many of those GSL finals that he got to, he was just manhandling Protosses that were just trying to do their job. You know what I mean?
That's true, yeah.
They're just trying to play normal PVZ, and he's not going to have any of it.
Stargate is on the way.
There we go.
Very excited that Oracle get 2 drone kills.
Maybe even 3 Artosis.
What's the follow-up, though? This is the big question.
Well,
Does he go into Archon drop? Does he just take a 3rd immediately?
You know, a big theme has just been timing attacks to try to throw him off here.
Baneling
Nest. Bane. Now here's the thing, guys. We were just talking about how much this map allows you to have an easy 3rd base, but what soO's going to do is he's going to play counterintuitive to the map itself.
Yes.
soO's actually going to just do some kind of crazy attack that's actually not even necessarily that new or that good. Hold on, what is this?
If he finishes this.
Oh.
Okay, so what he was checking for here was the layer, probably specifically.
Yep.
Because he did see soO do this previously. Sees no layer at either location. It backs up.
So right now, soO is going to come in here and try to end this. The Lings, those 2 Lings alone,
I mean, it's 4 Lings out. I don't think that this is too much of a giveaway or anything.
Yeah, well, I think that the fact that he ran the Lings away a little bit might have. Okay, Banelings are coming. Now, what's the pathing going to be? It's going back home.
There would be no reason for him to go down there. Let's see where the Oracle goes, because if the Oracle does not stay at home, that is trouble. Oh my God. Does he know? Oh, he has a probe right there.
First adept goes down. Entrance is softened up quite a bit.
Well, you'd be hard-pressed to have this fail harder than that.
And let me tell you guys, this is, you're not making drones when you're doing this. There's 42 workers to 22, and there's more Lings streaming out. So soO is pretty all in with this. And really all that Creator has to do is survive. He needs to make sure the entrance is not destroyed and that he can hold this off.
He killed an Adept and did half of the shield damage off the core. This seems so easy from here, but let's see it. He has a couple sentries already. Yep, perfect, perfect. Even lets it take some damage.
Yeah, that's actually exactly how you want to do it.
Yeah.
If you can do it perfectly, it's like that. Because then they have to make more to get to combo in more damage with that.
Wow, this Baneling all-in is failing super hard right now.
I'm actually curious if soO even plays this out from here. He's not, okay, he's making 7 drones, but this is just such a good spot right now for Creator. I mean,
I think he goes into Archons from here too.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't.
Yeah, it's like
Ling Bane is going to be terrible against that.
Pretty terrible, and yeah. Where does soO go though, right? Because he's droning, sure. Do you just go into Roach? Maybe Roach Ravager, Ling Bane, something like that. That's a very old comp.
This is ultimately a question of you're already screwed, but what is the best thing to try to go for?
Yeah.
You know, and I actually am not sure.
Could it be Mutas, possibly?
Oh, this is kind of a funny moment. He had a lot of Lings back there. Tried to come up. Then once he sees the Oracles, he runs away. If he gets a Cybernetics core or anything like that, that's also kind of annoying for the Protoss.
Well, when you're going for Archon tech and charge lots, I think you don't even care about
that's
Cybernetics
true. Yeah,
core.
I was thinking of all the other tech you could get, but yeah, I guess you're completely right. So there's been plenty of drones now made, as soO is almost caught up in workers. It's going to be a little while for those workers to mine before you can even get close to having what you need to have against this. Again, the Oracle's coming in now and doing even more damage. 9 drones are killed here.
Serious damage. Archon's going to be made here. Up at the Prism, I believe.
Oh my God, Creator, no!
You know, I mean, that's a little bit sloppy to lose that right now.
It's very Creator-esque Artosis.
It is, but Creator's in a great position.
He is.
He's got an army that counters his opponent's army, and he's got more workers.
Okay,
all right.
Another moment where the Creator is not quite controlling that well. He loses both the sentries there as the push comes out, using up all the force fields in the process.
Gets caught a bit.
Here comes the Archon drop. Again, Creator needs to have clean control to get a good closer here. And this is something he has suffered from in the past.
There's no units to really fight against these Archons. Look, he just starts the Hydralisk Den. I think soO's in some serious trouble here.
Okay, good pickup here. The Archons can target that while it's in the sky. Meanwhile, Zealot's coming over here on the third base.
Beautifully done.
GG, Creator takes game 1.
Wow. Wow, we might just get an upset every day.
Beautifully done there by Creator. But hey, a lot of that is not just Creator, you know, knowing what to do and how to do it, but also soO. He took a risk and it did not pay off.
Yeah, you try to Baneling bust and it gets held that hard. There's not a lot of recovery to do. You cut so many drones, you put so much money and effort into this, and Creator lost 1 unit.
Yeah.
He wasn't even losing buildings.
Ooh, I would be so excited, nervous if I'm Creator. You're so close. You just did it. Okay. And you know, a lot of times when soO does that, by the way, guys, it works.
You know what?
It's hard to count the games that he's actually done those all-ins and it doesn't pay off. I don't know why. soO just has a really good instinct in this matchup. Generally, he almost always wins with that if he does it. I'm like, what I'm trying to say is when he does it, it usually works, guys.
Yeah.
We're going to go to game 2 on Automaton. It's already loading up. Nobody taking any of the breaks they have options to take. Again, soO needs to win 2 games in a row. Creator, just 1 more. to become the last survivor in Group D of the GSL Code S.
게임이 시작됩니다.
Jin Air Green Wings, creator. Chivo, soO.
There's that cow again. Mooing.
Just a big soO fan.
Well, I don't think soO's going to do anything crazy like that. I think if you try that out, that's going to be one of your biggest regrets as a pro, is when you tried to cheese somebody you probably thought you were better than. You thought you could style on him, you could clown on him, and he just didn't do it at all.
Yeah.
Well,
it feels
and now
like
you're like, oh God, I should play this more like it's a pure game of skill and not a game of bluffing or chance.
But thing is, I generally agree with you, and in the past I've generally lived by that rule and believe strongly in that rule. But at the same time, Creator's, he's pretty good. He's getting better. He's got good builds. And if you, like, let's say that he did that and it beat Creator, I think that this series is already yours as soO. It's like you got the free win already on map 1, and you're just in great shape. So yeah, I mean, taking the risk, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. It's the way of things.
You live by the Banelings, you die by the Banelings. Well, let's see if there's going to be another Stargate opening here. So much of that game, though, was just Creator being ready, Creator having the defense necessary to hold that off, despite actually not scouting the Banelings nest right away. It was pretty late. Had the Adept Shade finished, you would have known for sure. Here's a Stargate again.
Yeah, you didn't know about the Banelings until his Oracle flew over him.
That's right. But that was enough time to get the warp ins up.
Maybe it was a little bit lucky that he went Phoenix first, because then his Oracle was popping out as it got there,
right,
instead of already being across the map. And you got to recall and then put it back up to fight. Anyways, the Stargate is going to be finishing up here. 3 base for soO, so he's not going to play around with that 2 base anymore.
Stargate about to finish up here. Link speed coming along. Nothing crazy so far. We're still looking and seeing. You know, soO has brought out some pretty novel approaches today. The Creator as well. So yeah, kind of a slow game here to start things off in Game 2 Artosis.
Yeah. I wonder if he's going to let one of these Adept Shades finish to try to get that full scout on. soO can be tricky. Doesn't seem like he will.
Got some more Lings being made, but there's some drones being made over here as well. Phoenix first into Oracle, by the way. Now that can mean that the Protoss is maybe going to try to make something big and important here as this Overlord dies, as the scouting disappears. We'll see if that's going to be the case here.
I think we'll be seeing a Robo momentarily.
Okay.
And we'll see when
Second Stargate. There it is. It is going to be something really weird.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very normal meta last year. This year, it's only popping up every now and then.
Yeah, this is a little bit more passé.
It's not the strongest thing right now, but it definitely still has its place.
Creator, though, with that lead right now, he's probably saying, might as well just give this a shot.
Yeah, you might be able to catch your opponent off guard with this. soO likes to make roaches. There's not even a question about that. So if he starts pumping out some roaches and then suddenly you surprise him, broadside him with a bunch of Phoenixes.
Yeah, not a bad idea at all.
Yeah, definitely have an advantage from that. What a crazy world we live in if Creator ends up eliminating soO here.
Keep in mind,
the round of 16 is going to be the wildest that we've had since the early seasons.
So the other question is, when do you actually reveal the Phoenixes? Because the thing is, if you were to simply send them out, they would start to see, wait a minute, he's getting 2 Phoenixes every time he should be having 1, so now I know what's happening. So what you want to do is pool a lot of Phoenixes, and then you want to come out and just do a lot of damage as a Zerg scrambles to try to keep his workers alive and get something to deter the Phoenixes from continuing to harass. And then from there, there's a lot of different approaches depending on what damage you did where and what you scouted with those Phoenixes. Then the Protoss tries to look for a further way to take an advantage in this game.
So the Hydra's Den is coming up. He's still kind of scattering around. He sees the probe sitting over there, so now he realizes, okay, he is going for an expand. soO's a little bit lucky as far as which strategy he's chosen here. To go into Hydras as opposed to Roaches.
Yeah. The Hydras are the organic response to Phoenixes.
You'll hit a critical mass where you can defend against the Phoenixes quite well, whereas if you have a bunch of Roaches out, they kind of become pretty worthless. Look at that. He started second Spores in the Mineral Lines. I love that move against 2 Stargate Phoenix.
Okay. Going for the Overlords here. Spamming down these drones. And again, you know, with the Hydras out, this is about as good as you could ask for to be surprised by Phoenixes.
Yeah, and he reacted so quickly here as well. So with the double Spores, it's a lot harder to get in and do as much damage because the Zerg is basically committing to hurting those Phoenixes quite a bit more. But it's not like Creator is just sitting here and making nothing but Phoenixes. He's done with all that. He's getting into his real upgrades and his real tech.
No, this just keeps the Zerg back and defending. And anytime he sees anything stray, he'll come in there and try to get the kills on that. And a lot more gateways are coming down. Immortals, Templar Archives with Storm coming here.
Yeah, we should see Storm kind of chronoed out, I think, at this point. Hydra count getting reasonably large, continuing to get his Hydralisk upgrades as well.
Overlord goes down as well. Just very hard to get another. Now, I don't know about this, but I guess if he's already done that much damage, he says I might as well try to squeeze out a little bit more. It's harder to have the Phoenixes do more and more in damage as the game gets later and later here.
Yeah.
Even if the Hydras come out and try to fight, it's not like it's easy for the Phoenixes to come in there and just pick them up and disable them. But
during a real battle, it could be very useful, like to just run and pick up a bunch of them during the beginning of it. Now, there's actually quite a few Banelings being morphed. So this is a pretty scary attack that's incoming.
God.
Oh, at least he knows what's coming, though. That is important to see the Banelings there.
Psystorm is 10 seconds away from finishing.
Yeah, I don't think he quite has enough to hold on against this.
It looks like it's going to be hard. There's only 2 Templars out here as well.
There isn't Baneling speed, though. Very important to know.
Yeah, there is that. Okay, you know what? Not terrible, but still so much over here for the Zerg.
Should have some more Psystorm in a second here.
He's now torn down the entrance here to the natural. There's a very sparse number of Protoss units over here on the right. A second Immortal does pop out here. Another Psystorm there.
Lifts up a single Hydra there.
Yeah, just anything to try to buy time. Probes are being pulled here. I think we're starting to see soO fray at the seams.
Yeah, it seems like soO is going to just kind of kill everything off here. He's just rallying more and more Lings. All these Zealots that pop out can be gunned down in a matter of seconds. Not quite enough splash damage. Okay. Not quite enough anything to do with these Hydras.
It looks like soO just did it. We're going to go to game 3. This is just way too much damage, and I think a really graceful game 2 from soO. Nicely done. GG. We're tied up 1-1.
This tech choice is so important. And soO, you know, he reacted very quickly to the Phoenixes when he saw what was up. Made his move, and it was strong.
Game 3. Can Creator try to get a win with this? I mean, soO looking very strong. He's got so many different approaches. This is how he got to the finals of so many GSL Codesses. He has such a wide range of approaches. He's got a very good understanding of every build, interacting with every build. I think Creator had a very fortunate hold in game 1. In game 2, fortune was also on Creator's side as well, at least for starts, until that Hydra tech came out. And then it was just an impotent play style. It's not going to do anything. There's so many Hydras already out. And Phoenixes are not going to save you, especially when that many Banelings are coming out. The Storms are good. The defensive setup was about as good as you could ask for, but soO just had the better direction that he brought the game into, and he was able to close it out. Game 3 will be on New Repugnancy. Again, the winner moves on to the round of 16 in Season 2 of the GSL Codex.
게임이 시작됩니다.
Jin Air Green Wings, creator.
Kind of hoping against hope that SOS told him to cannon rush here, but that low ground pylon seems a little bit less likely.
Chivo, soO.
Gateway on the way, so doesn't seem that's going to be the case.
Pope coming across the map now. That Cybernetics core up and see what kind of tech it's going to be. In Game 2, we had 2 Stargates, which did have its time and place in this matchup, but not as commonly used. And soO just got so many Hydras out here. That Hydra Bane bust just did so much damage. And of course, in Game 1, soO went for Ling Bane and tried to run Creator over, and Creator just spotted it in the nick of time and held it off. And particularly with builds like that, the Zerg has put themselves so far behind. The earlier you try to end a game with something and it doesn't work, the more likely you are to completely be unable to recover.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of players, especially the conservative ones, will just try to play as long of a game as possible and try to just get every possible lead to the point where the game has led itself to a moment where you can get a closer.
Those moments will come if you play a really, really strong game going forward, whereas you're more looking for some mistakes or some randomness almost in strategy choice to let you in early on.
Now, one thing about soO, though, is he almost always tries to end the game at a specific moment. He has a lot of good late game timing attacks. A lot of times he's just waiting for you to leave and he'll do his own counter attack in there. So I'm wondering, does Creator want to do some kind of weird specific timing of his own to try to throw soO off, or does he want to try to just outlast and go for the exhaust play here against soO?
Well, at the Sentry first, it certainly looks to me like he's going to get ready for a strong attack. Clearly, you're not going to see anything like a Stargate that would easily get you into 3 bases. I'm kind of thinking we're just going to see a Robo go down.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, there it is. This has been very popular.
That's where it goes. Stalker almost over here. And now with the hallucination, you can finally pick off that Overlord.
And still plenty of time to go over and scout what your opponent's up to, which isn't much. It's just very standard play so far from soO.
And we'll be watching to see if soO does anything, throws down some structure, or techs up in some way that tells us that we're in for a very different game. For now, the Stalker is going to stay inside the main and try to make sure to guard any other Overlords or anything else from coming in there and identifying what kind of tech this is going to be. It'll be an Immortal first out of the Robo. We'll know when an attack or some kind of harass is coming when we see the War Prism coming behind that as an army pushes out. Again, just this period of time that you can keep them from scouting, creating that ambiguity for the Zerg is what allows you to, if you've done it right, surprise them or throw them off as they don't clearly know what's going to come at them. This is how Protoss has always operated, is that due to the nature of their tech post-Cybernetics core, there's so many different directions a game can go in. Now, when you see the Robo, you immediately know what's coming. I'm sorry, see the Immortal, excuse me, and then you immediately know that the Robo's out.
If you make one this early, something has to be done with it.
Unless it was a hallucination, but it looks like the Overlord's going to get the confirmation that that is there.
Yeah, but there is a Twilight and a Forge on the way, so that kind of points towards a longer game. Maybe just some harassment with what he's got right now.
And maybe this is even intended to make Zerg overreact. When the Protoss can actually dial it back to more standard stuff. We do have Glaives coming here as well.
Just one attack as well. Looks like he's gearing up for a heavy Sentry, Immortal, Adept, 2 base play. 4 more gates going up. This is such a popular way to play at the moment. soO doesn't know exactly what's up, but I think he has a good idea.
Okay, the drops happened right over there. Got a few kills off that. And not too much overall is happening. This is, again, I actually thought it was going to be much more aggressive when we initially saw the Robo, but he's just doing kind of the minimum of what you can do. The War Prism can keep orbiting outside here, trying to get rid of whatever else is, out there. soO's going to keep spreading his creep out now. And it does appear that both these guys wanted to go into, I think, a much more orthodox play.
Well, we'll see if soO's able to get there, because for sure as this +1 in Glaives is finishing,
It's going to hit hard.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been so hot as of late. Ravagers being made.
You know, especially in Season 2, it seems like.
Yeah, this is the meta right now.
Yeah.
Is very, very aggressive play against Zerg. We have very few people actually going for the late game.
It's this rotation as well of what type of timing attack it is. And it seems like the good Protosses always have to be on top of it. Now we're going to see if Zerg's, this Zerg specifically, is going to be ready for this style of play. Now you do get to expand behind this.
There's no Observer here, huh?
I guess he hasn't gotten one
That's
yet.
actually a
That's
really
how you have 3
important
Immortals.
Thing. Yeah. Okay, throws down those vials immediately to get rid of these force fields.
Losing some of those sentries there in the front.
So far, so good for soO. An Observer is on the way. He definitely does need that. So when you can see all these units up here, it's helping you a lot. All right, more coming out. Some good vials being thrown down. Prism remaining pretty far back here, but he's getting up close to it now.
You're seeing a moment here where the Roaches and the Ravagers can actually push forward and start to wipe out a lot of this. I'm seeing this army get thinned down. Now, of course, the Immortals are still alive. We know what that rule means. But still, I mean, taking out so much of this, I feel like it's still a long distance to travel for the Protoss to get all the way across the map and start to do damage over here. That's going to give the Zerg a lot of time to remake. We have 10 Lings, 6 Roaches, and a Ravager coming.
Yeah, the amount of Ravagers he's retained as well is very important.
Yeah.
He's been nailing his biles, really keeping Creator back. And Creator doesn't have any sort of transition here ready. He's sitting on +1 in Glaives, and that's it. No, I guess he has his third base up. Okay, he's actually probing right now, so.
Woo, got to be careful. Again, it's hard to reinforce Warpins there with that many biles out. Anytime you set that up. Okay, Queen's now driving this away. This means the attack over here at the bottom is going to come in.
I got a breakthrough there immediately. More force fields do come down. 3 Immortals here, another one in the Prism coming in. All right, the juggling begins.
Oh, this is so much damage, but again, 4 Immortals is nothing to take lightly. Everything else is being driven away, though. There's so much Zerg here that I think the Protoss might have to actually micro this up onto the high ground. Yeah. And I think even though the Immortals might, in the long run, be able to fight off some of this, he's got to be careful because some of these units are going to be hitting the Nexus. And with the Queens coming here, we know that soO is 100% committed to finishing this location off and trying to end this game.
Immortals are doing reasonably well, but he's lost 3 or 4 of them during this scuffle.
He doesn't have enough control here to have all the Immortals on the low ground. He can only have 2 moving around inside of a War Prism with a 3rd one on the high ground. Yeah. And so this Nexus is going to go down, and I think we're about to see Creator get toppled.
You know, I think there's some players out there that could have held this 3rd, but soO a bit too strong for Creator. Continuing to push forward, only Adepts waiting here. Brings up his Immortals from behind. They are so deep in the red, though. It's really looking like soO should be able to advance.
More pushing in. Yeah, this is just too much, and Creator does not have the defenses up in time. The War Prism is going to try to drop up there on the high ground. We have Immortals actually being shuffling around, coming over here back onto the high ground to try to help defend, but there's just so much over here. Probes are beginning to disappear as they've not been used for the attack or evacuated. Nowhere really to warp in on the low ground that's safe. And we're continuing to have this beeline of Roaches fill in as the other Roaches die off. Just 2 Immortals is all Protoss have, and Probes is something that is disappearing so quickly. 18 total remaining. Here for Creator is soO at 54 drones.
Yeah, this is really the end, but Creator trying to just kind of show off how strong Immortals and War Prisms can be together.
Creator grabbing his space for a moment. I think he's now processed the loss. GG!
And that is that. soO advances. No upsets here tonight.
Nope.
As far as the advancement, at least. Alive did get last in the group. That could be surprising to some, but Creator is on the up and up currently.
Yeah, he's looking better and better. It's a start.
So soO goes to that round of 16. Very important moment. You do not want to be falling out so early on like Maru or Zest. Or Solar.
Wow, I feel bad for Creator. It looks very sad.
Well, he came really, really close to advancing the round of 16, which would be such a nice result for him.
He beat Alive too.
Yeah.
Good series there.
And I think he'll be back next season. I think he'll go for that 3 GSL in a row streak and maybe even make it further than that.
Hope so.
네, 두 번째 16강.
All right, here's your runner-up for Group D, soO from Kivo.
감사합니다.
Congratulations.
네, 시즌 2는 16강에 성공했습니다.
All right, you
먼저
finally
소감
made
부탁드릴게요.
it to the round of 16 in this season. How do you feel?
올라갈 줄 몰랐는데 올라가게 돼서 너무
I didn't expect to advance. However, I'm happy that I advanced, and I think I was lucky.
챔피언십 우승 직후 시즌 1
After
성적은
winning
32강
IM Katowice, you lost in the round of
16강
6.
탈락이었죠?
You lost in the round of 16
네,
in season 1.
10강이나 32강이나 뭐 거기서 거기죠.
No, it doesn't really matter whether
그때
it's in
많이
the
좋으셨나 봐요.
round of 32 or 16. Must have been very content.
좋아가지고 손이 게임에 그 손이 안 잡히고
No, I was very
좀
satisfied about winning IM
그때
Katowice, so I didn't prepare too much.
그래도 그 우승은
And
정말
now
정말
reflecting that, I'm
이번
try to
시즌 2
redeem myself from
확실히
it.
기대하고 있는 게 프리컵 스튜디오 올 때면
And a lot of
어윤수
people are
선수
expecting, and whenever
축하하는
you
광고가
appear
있었거든요.
to the
GSL도
Free Cup
포기하지
studio,
않으셨죠?
we were able to see your portrait
포기한 적
on the
없고요.
subway station.
열심히
You haven't given up, right?
네.
Oh,
자,
no,
오늘
I never
경기도
gave up.
잘 봤습니다.
Keep practicing.
요즘 투저전 양상이 프로토스가
No, the
먼저
current
타이밍을 잡고
meta in
올인을
PVZ
선택하는
is very
쪽이었는데 그래서 그런 걸까요?
all-in based
최종전에서
builds
빨리
by
올인을
Protos's.
시작하셨어요.
However, you actually started off as an
요새
all-in build. How do you feel about the
연습하면은
current state of the art of
한
PVZ?
10판 하면 한 2판 이기거든요.
You know,
네.
whenever I practice PVZ, out of 10 games, I'll probably win like maximum 2 games. So my confidence level is on the nadir, and I just try to give some variability in terms of my builds. However, I just got
그런 얘기
fended off too
들어보니까
easily,
최근에
so
이런 흐름은 어윤수
no, stupid me.
선수에게 맞지 않은가 봐요. 프로토스의 그런 올인 타이밍들이 너무나 강력한가요?
No, are the Protos's all-in timings too potent
사실
to fend off?
예전부터 저는
No,
토스가
from
사귄 거
back
알고
in the
있었거든요.
days,
네.
I always
네.
knew Protos's
받아들이질
inba,
않더라고요.
네.
근데 이제
and nobody ever
자기가 좀
accepted
커진
that
것
fact.
아,
And I
그래요.
think
프로토스가 사기다.
the imbalance of
사실
Protoss
놀랐던
has been
건
unleashed
하이클래스에 있는
recently.
어윤수 선수에게도 이 상성만큼은 피해갈
Even for such a high top-tier player like soO, the racial imbalance maybe catching up. No, you weren't able to overcome your nemesis, Deer. How do you feel about that?
그냥
I
다른
never
사람 만나서
intended.
잘 떨어졌으면
I never intended to overcome him. I rather just have him encounter someone else and just get knocked out of the tournament.
어쨌든 팬분들께서는 어윤수 선수의 GSL
Regardless, a lot of your fans will be yearning for your GSL run as a champion. Any words to the fans?
이제 좀 나태해져가지고
No, for a while I've been very lazy,
그러고 그랬는데
and I haven't been preparing well.
보니까
After watching
뭐 할수
Classic,
있다는 그런
you
생각.
know, I was able to gain that mind that
근데 좀
I can do it as well.
그 열정을 불태우게 만들어.
I think he reignited my passion,
도영한테
so
네.
I personally want to thank him.
도영이 시드자잖아요.
Now that he's the top seed player,
그 친한 사이인데
you know,
잘 써줬으면 좋겠네요.
I hope he uses it in a good method.
않으셨는데요. 알겠습니다. 다시 한번 진출 축하드리겠습니다.
감사합니다.
Congratulations once again.
네, 이렇게 2위 진출자 어윤수 선수 만나봤고요. 오늘 경기
Okay,
최종 경기
that does it for today,
확인해 보겠습니다.
guys. No upsets. That's the big upset of today.
Yeah, I guess so. You know, Deer and soO getting out in first and second place, respectively, kind of a little bit expected, I guess, overall.
I'm very curious to see how Deer is going to do as we go into the round of 16 at GSL, because he is looking much better than he has in the past.
I can't name anyone that's actually looking stronger than him, so I'm very excited for that.
Group E is going to be on Monday.
Yeah, this is the stupid group. Rogue Fantasy, Leenock, and Stats. I don't know how all they are in the same group. Is like I would expect in a normal round of 32 for at least 3 of these guys to make it to the round of 16. Fantasy's been doing good in online tournaments and stuff, but we haven't seen the offline results as of yet.
That's going to be fun to cast. Again, that's on Monday. Our schedule is a little bit different than what we normally have. Normally, we're just on Wednesday and Saturday, Wednesday night, Saturday afternoon. We're going to be on Monday and Tuesday night as well, 6:30 p.m.
Yeah, that's right. So just tomorrow, no StarCraft for us, but I guess you can just rewatch all the VODs. Just have a
That's right.
marathon. Rewatch everything
If you
from
run
this week
through
to prepare
all
for
the
next week.
VODs, it'll be about 2 days, and then we'll be back again. So yeah, we'll see you guys on Monday. We also have KSL on Thursday and Friday, and then of course GSL Saturday 1 p.m. 1 week from now.
Yeah. So the round of 16 will start a week after we finish that, because we do have that kind of middle week where there is the group selection, which should be a lot of fun because a lot of new faces are going to be there, and a lot of faces that you normally see there have gotten eliminated already.
That's right. Very unusual group selection at that. Hang on to your tickets if you're down here at the studio. We do have a giveaway at the end of the show. Is there anything else we need to say, Artosis? Did we do it?
I think that's about it.
6 days of cats in a row. We still got it. Looking forward to 6 more next week. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We love you. Have a good morning, afternoon, or night, wherever you are. Bye-bye.
This is my world.
Let's make it count. I must practice stories. Next, GSL Season 2. Renaissance.